I slept with my sister's husband, but I think she needs to take some responsibility. My relationship with my sister, 31F, has become strained as a result of the complex and challenging situation I, 29F, find myself in. After I had an affair with her husband, she stopped talking to me. But I really think that I'm not the only one responsible for the consequences. Therefore, I'd like an unbiased opinion on whether I'm the bad guy here. I had observed some dubious behavior from my brother-in-law, 33M, toward me before the occurrence. I made the decision to talk to my sister about the matter since I was worried about her welfare. She disregarded my worries, though, so I wasn't sure what to do. As a flight attendant, my sister spends more time away from home than at home. My Bill was depressed after losing his job recently. She requested that I keep her husband company when she is away from home, which happens frequently. I saw this as a chance to strengthen their marriage and assist them in re-establishing their connection, but she trusted me and disregarded my earlier warnings about his behavior toward me. Regretfully, our bond grew stronger the more time we spent together, and ultimately we stepped over a boundary we shouldn't have. He was whining to me about the problems in their marriage and how he hadn't been for long after we had both had a few drinks. He was crying, so I gave him some consolation. After one thing led to another, we took the unimaginable action. I was aware of the nature of what I had done when I woke up and the nature of what had transpired. Because we were both so drunk, we made the foolish mistake of falling asleep. My sister was pounding and shouting when I woke up, asking, "How could you do this to me? We're sisters. I put my trust in you." She expelled me from the house without even giving me an opportunity to apologize. My sister won't talk to me anymore. She's filed for divorce. Our parents are supporting her, claiming that I transgressed all family values. But I think there are other things going on here as well, and I'm not the only one to blame for their marriage failing. While I accept my error, I also wonder why my sister didn't confront the problems in her marriage and why she entrusted her husband to me without establishing ground rules. I acknowledge that my sister and her husband had their fair share of issues, but I also feel regret and sorrow for what I did. It's unjust to hold me solely responsible for fundamental problems that existed before our engagement. Having said that, I can relate to my sister's hurt and rage. While I'm prepared to own up to my mistakes and offer my apologies, I also think it's critical that she take ownership of her part in this. It will take open and sincere conversation for us to mend our relationship and regain trust. Update. Alright folks, I understand. I've been torn apart by you guys in the comments, and I will acknowledge that I made mistakes. I've realized the amount of the hurt and damage I brought to my sister after giving my actions a lot of thought and consulting with others. I truly apologize for what I did, and I know now that I was wrong. There is no justification for what I did, and I believe that I was attempting to justify my behavior since the whole thing was too painful to think about. I gathered the strength last night to apologize to my sister after reading several comments. Regretfully, even with my earnest attempts, she has not only declined to communicate with me, but has also blocked me from any kind of contact. I'm really disturbed by the fact that my sister has performed these actions. I truly want her back in my life and wish for her forgiveness. I am aware, though, that I cannot make her make amends or forgive me the way I would like. I've asked friends and family for guidance on how to handle this, and it appears that for the time being, respecting her limits and giving her the space she obviously needs is the best course of action. I've kept thinking back on what I did and have gone to treatment to deal with the underlying problems that caused my harmful behavior. To help identify the cause of my conduct, I've found some information online and will be contacting them shortly to get started. Whether my sister decides to get back in touch with me, I'm dedicated to improving myself and becoming a better person, and I won't give up trying. In an attempt to mediate or provide support in mending the rift between us, I have also contacted our shared friends and relatives. I am aware, though, that they must also respect my sister's boundaries and refrain from interfering in our private disagreement. Through it all, my ex-Bill has declined to answer any of my calls. My mother informed me that he claimed I started the whole affair, made him intoxicated, and then pushed myself on him, a statement that couldn't be further from the truth. I find it unbelievable that after all this time he threw me under the bus. I guess I did appear like an idiot after all. Although it hurts so much to not be able to talk to my sister, I'm determined to own up to my faults and find a way to make things right. Even if it takes a long time, I will keep working on myself and trying to become someone who is worthy of her pardon. It would be an understatement to say that the last few months have been crazy. My entire universe seemed to have crumbled. Although I'm hoping that my sister will be open to talking to me again in the future, I'm also prepared for the potential that she won't want to. In any case, I'll keep developing, learning, and thinking back on what I did, understanding that healing and reconciliation are natural processes that cannot be hurried or coerced. I hope my sister sees my effort to improve and my regret. Update 2. You guys really are ruthless. I acknowledge my error and accept that my actions were unacceptable. I am a complete waste of time and I don't deserve her to be my sister. You guys cannot offend me in any way that I haven't done to myself. My sister unexpectedly unlocked me and said she wanted personal healing and closure. She has made it apparent that she doesn't want to carry on our relationship, but it appears that she has reached a point where she must face the past in order to go ahead. We talked candidly and openly about the hurt and pain that had built up over time. Though it was a difficult and emotional talk, it gave us a chance to share our emotions and look for resolution. My sister made it apparent throughout our talk that she has decided to end our connection since it has become too difficult. She clarified that she feels that keeping up a relationship with me would impede her efforts to recuperate and take care of herself. I have to admit that it was a painful realization, but I respect and understand her decision. I used our chat as an opportunity to truly apologize to her for whatever hurt I may have caused. I expressed my sincere apologies for my behavior and admitted my previous faults. Although I had hoped for a better result, I recognize that my sister must find her own path to healing, one that may not include me. I'll be thinking back on the things I can gain from this experience going forward. I now recognize the consequences of my behavior and the value of introspection and personal development. Even if it means acknowledging that my sister no longer desires a relationship with me, it is imperative that I take this to heart and work toward improving myself. Even though it hurts to acknowledge the passing of a close relationship, I will respect my sister's desires and give her the time and space she needs to recover and move on. I'm going to keep working on myself, trying to understand and improve as a person and making sure I don't make the same mistakes twice. I've learned the value of empathy, forgiving others, and respecting their limits as a result of this event. I'm appreciative that I had this talk with my sister since it has given me a better knowledge of the repercussions of my behavior and the value of personal development and relationship mending. There's nothing else to say, so this will probably be my last update. I lost the respect of those closest to me as well as my sister, but she, not me, is the victim in all of that. This is something I deserve.